Okay, so the next one, I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce that. Let's see, is it safe to blast the site.google.com with SAPE backlinks? I'm going to give you my answer, and then I'm anxious to hear the answers of the other guys too, but I blast the shit out of any Google property with any type of link. It usually doesn't, I don't care about spamming Google links. Usually, I try to, the first tier links to the Google property, I try to make them somewhat higher quality, but then throw kitchen sink spam behind that. But for sites.google.com, yeah, SAPE backlinks, my suggestion is to try to get somewhat topically, well, at least categorically relevant links from SAPE. I know if you're buying links yourself from the SAPE network, you can do that. But if you're buying them from like a Black Hat forum provider, you can usually request. But if you're buying them from like a reseller that does it in bulk, a lot of the times you're not going to be able to specify which type of categories they're coming from. But it's an effective strategy, there's no doubt. What do you guys have to say?
He's talking RYS Academy here, and you're talking to the unrepentant spammer. So I've tried Fiverr gigs. I've tried to break it. Literally throwing anything and everything at it, at the, not only at the sites, but at the folders, files, everything that's involved with creating that sites.google.com, and it's still holding. I mean, most of the stuff that we did ranks like crazy. Still, anything new that we throw up now ranks even without backlinking.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy what's going on. The more that they try to shut things down, the more that they open up for some backdoor goodies, and so that's what we're after. Every time they close the door, another one opens, and so we go in there and see how much trouble we can get into. But yeah, totally. Throw SAPE at it. Throw the kitchen sink. If the dog gets in the way, kick him in there too.
Yeah.
Yep. I wanted to say real quick that it's like those commercials where you see the guys that stunts months and say, "Do not try this at home." You know, Marco knows his stuff and he knows what he's doing, and we're having great results. But my point is that whatever you deem worthy, I guess the key word here is that the same way that we treat our IFTTT properties, like Google Plus or whatever you're doing for a client or whatever site that you deem worthy, you may want to go with SAPE as a tier 2 maybe, or a tier 1, and then blast them with spam, whatever, but keep it safe. So, but then again, if you want to test with sites.google.com for your own projects or whatever, you do not, we always say this, do not test on your client's website by any means. Do not test on whatever you deem worthy. Okay, that's really important. I think that's a big caveat. But yeah, go to town. I mean, go to town if you have your own projects that you want to test, or you want, just go totally full Black Hat and rank, churn and burn, whatever you're trying to do. Go ahead and go nuts. So
very good.
Yeah,
Justin's, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm
Marco.
going to agree and disagree with Hernan in that you totally protect the client, you totally protect your money. But if we're doing RYS methods, it all depends on how he's building his G site. Because if he's doing a traditional site, then you don't want to spam that site. You do want the next layer of protection, which he should then be building an IFTTT network around it and spam the crap out of that going into the Google site. The way that we do it, as you know, is we stack iframes.
Yeah.
And so the power goes through the iframe to the source, which is inside Google for extra protection, and from there it goes out to wherever it is that we want to direct it. That's why it works so well, and it's just extra layers of protection.
That's a great point,
it's
Marco.
Google doing it.
Yeah, that's
So
a
it all
great point,
depends.
because within the sites.google.com site, it's with the way that we set them up with the stacks, you're right. We don't link usually direct from the sites.google.com site to the money site. It's all the links to the money site are within the iframes, and that's a good point. And that separates what I was saying earlier and what Hernan was saying is if you were building the site, the Google site specifically to link over to your money site, then I would still put that first tier layer of links that were higher quality and then throw spam behind that. But as Marco was just saying, he's 100% correct. If you're using the drive stacking method that we do inside of the RYS training and the done for you RYS stacks that you can purchase, then yeah, you could spam directly to the Google site because there's not a direct link to the money site. It's all going through iframes, and that's a great point.